Yeah, it's working. Yeah, it's working.
Still not playing, but it might just be my phone. The video's playing, the video's streaming, but there's no audio. Still not playing. Okay, it's working now. It's working now. Yeah.
doing a Mazda. Let me see if it's working on my end on my TV. Because sometimes it works fine on my TV. Yeah. Fine. No, I'm just checking it now. My audio's there, but your audio isn't. Yeah, it doesn't come through for you, but it comes through for me. I'm doing the majority of the presentation today anyway, so it should be okay. We need to figure out why that is. That is. This is different. Cool. Okay, cool. Does that mean then that it should be me sharing screen, not you? Okay, hold on. Let me join via my laptop. Give me a sec, guys. Okay, leaving this one, coming in the other one, coming in hot. Boom. We out here. Yeah, just make me co-host for the players. This is so weird watching myself on the TV at the same time that I'm doing this. Okay, cool. Right, let's get into this then. Okay, so what we're covering today is this bad boy. Now, this is from a little old company, I think they're based in the UK, called Outlier Ventures, right? So to give context, we have to understand who Outlier Ventures are. So let's go to their website, yeah? And understand if they might know what they're talking about. Because obviously we don't know what we're talking about. Well, they put themselves as the home of the 100x founder. Now, there's a lot of ways of becoming successful and a lot of ways of, but there's not a lot of ways of becoming a billionaire. As the home of the 100. There's only a few ways of becoming a billionaire. One of the main ways is to create a company that then gets acquired or sold. That's one of the main ways. The other ways of becoming a billionaire is investing in companies that get acquired and sold. And then the third way is investing in, well, yeah, it's just flipping your money and getting 100x returns over and over and over again. Now, what Outlier do is all three of those things. So, yeah, they're kind of laughing. So they've got over 250 projects in their portfolio and 500 investors in their network. And those investors include other VCs like Coinbase Ventures, Animoca, and Pantera. If you look at their partners just below, you can see Polkadot, Polygon, Aptos, Farfetch, Hedara, just some of the biggest guys in the game. They are the #1 Web3 accelerator. They have done 26 deals in Q2 of 2033. And they are currently in 250 projects. And most of these projects that they got in at seed stage. So they got in at before anyone really knew what they were. So you got your Boston protocol there. I can't remember what this logo is, but I recognize it. I think this is the Cardano. What's the Plutus? I think that might be, but I'm not too sure. What else we got there? Hundo, who we've worked with. Chainlink. You've got Brave. A couple of things there, but let's just click on View Full Portfolio. There we go. That's all of them. So Brave, did that do well after seed? Yes. Remember, a good VC only needs 1 out of 100 of their projects to do well, to get. And normally a 10x. These guys are going for 100x's. So it's a different jelly altogether. So yeah, you may remember that we covered this project a while back. You'll see.
Oh yeah, that map, that bunny project.
Yeah. We covered that time ago. We'll keep going down, keep looking. Oh yeah, there's another project that we have covered and that we've worked with here. There's a few. Let's see if anybody recognizes this one. The Round, a live streaming AR company. I wonder if any company or YouTuber or Twitter or media channel has ever covered a company or has helped to raise or is helping to raise for a company like this that does live streams by Liam Payne from EE and Royal Albert Hall. Oh yeah, that was us. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah. And then the other project, Fluff. Not happened to raise for this one, but nonetheless, let's see if we recognize it. Well, basically, these guys are a big welly. They know what they're doing. This website is a bit mad. Yeah, these guys. I didn't realize I had games like this. Okay, I need to get back on with these guys because they're doing a madness. Yeah, this is the game that we was talking about before. The rabbits, Futureverse. So let's get to the report because that's the boring stuff now.
Let's
Okay,
go.
cool. So as per usual, what I've done is I've just highlighted the key bits to read. And as per usual, any reports that I cover or that I go over and I annotate, I do give them away. I give them away to selected individuals that have tuned in today so that they can go and dig and do their research into what I've done my research into. So what's really inspired me to get into this report was, number one is Outlier. Number two is, I don't know if anybody knows, but I recently, I'm going to put it on the Instagram actually. I recently attended a hackathon. Now, this hackathon was the craziest busy hackathon I've been to in a very, very long time. Now, this was a hackathon put together by EZA and our good friend Presence. And it was a building on Bitcoin hackathon, building with a company called Base. So that's when I was like, And one of our good friends, good developers, Mr. JT, he came third. And another one of our good friends, Mr. Livetree, he came second, I think it was. So some of the developers we work with ranked in this hackathon. So obviously I needed to pay a little bit more attention to what was actually really going on Bitcoin. So let's look at these stats. The new startup gold rush. Less than 1% of Bitcoin is used in dApps in the Bitcoin ecosystem. BTC holders underutilize their assets by hodling. This is set to change. Recent innovations in composability and scalability. What does that mean? Composability is the way that things can work together. So building things together. And scalability provide founders. What does scalability mean? The ability to grow. Provide founders with new tools to create BTC native dApps. What's a dApp? It's an app that's built on top of the blockchain network, on top of a blockchain, and offer BTC holders an alternative to hodling. We believe that creating new applications and utility for BTC holders is the largest unexplored opportunity for founders and investors in digital assets. Now, why is this important? Because this fits with my thesis for 2024, that no longer will crypto be speculative assets. It will be treated as return. Digital assets will be ones that act like commodities, ones where they're owning the supply allows you to do something. Projects like Render, you're going to need to own some of the Render token to be able to render and create stuff. You're going to need to own a Helium miner or Helium tokens to access the Helium network. You're going to need to own Solana to be able to build on Solana or to do things with the Solana phone. You're going to need to own stacks to be able to build and do things on the Bitcoin network. Does that make sense to everybody? That the way it's done is changing. It's not about it's about owning these assets because they do something and they are a part of the infrastructure. Like owning, the best way for people to get it, if you think of it like a commodity, is like owning oil or owning an oil well. Because if you own an oil well, then you actually also indirectly own a lot of plastic that's created on the planet, because plastic comes from oil. Does that make sense? So
Yes,
it's about owning and positioning yourself in things that will have greater positions. Okay, cool. So I'm trying to post this picture from the hackathon at the same time. So sorry. So yeah, there's a narrative shift. So Bitcoin is shedding its skin since creation in 2009. Bitcoin has played a long part, and it's been looked at as a medium of exchange, and as and then an argument: is it a medium of exchange, or is it a way of reserving and preserving wealth? This is one of the biggest debates. Now, Bitcoin is a massive sleeping titan. Now, the reason why it's a massive sleeping titan is because nobody ever expected, or nobody ever thought, oh yeah, Bitcoin's gonna be able to do everything that ETH can do. But if Bitcoin can start doing everything that ETH can do, and it's the most decentralized network, and it's the oldest network, and it's the most trusted network, this is a big problem for everybody else. Because when you think of the brand name of Bitcoin, which other crypto has a better brand name, or blockchain has a better brand name than Bitcoin? None. So much so that people even think Bitcoin is blockchain.
Yeah.
That's like people thinking Manchester United is football. That's it. There's no other teams, there's no other players. So Bitcoin is very close to being in the same position as Hoover, because Hoover's the name of a vacuum. It's not actually what it is. What's another one that's like that, where people only know the name of it, the brand? Yeah, like a NutriBullet. There's other brands, but everyone calls all of them NutriBullets. You get what I mean? I'm trying to think of some more examples like that. There's an actual word for that, but that's what could potentially happen with. Yeah, kind of monopolizing, but there's an actual technical term for it. So, Outlier believed that Bitcoin network is a strong and unique value proposition that should be attractive to founders looking to build. And this is because of the network effect, because it has the strongest network effect of all blockchains. What does that mean? The most amount of people on their chain, using their chain. Adoption, because corporates and investors continue to prefer Bitcoin over any other digital asset. Now, if it's going to be a commodity and it's going to be used to build stuff, that makes it even more attractive to them. And then the blockchain trilemma, which is about Vitalik's idea that it's very hard to have scalability, security, and decentralization. Yes, Dom. But with building on Bitcoin, you now have the security, you now also have the decentralization, and then you would also have the scalability. So that's let's just skip to the next bit. So corporate and institutional adoption is estimated that we'll see another 30 billion of demand once the Bitcoin spot ETFs are approved. With many deadlines and decision dates in first quarter of 24, we might see strong institutional inflow soon. So you've heard it from Outlier. They might know something we don't know. They might be talking to more institutions than we are, than you are, than anyone is in the UK. So corporate adoption of Bitcoin on their balance sheet continues. Companies ranging from tech giants to traditional corporations are diversifying their treasury assets and adding Bitcoin. This strategic move is driven by a desire to hedge against inflation. Now, I was kind of reluctant to do this thing about Bitcoin today because I'm actually worried about Bitcoin. I think not in the sense of I'm worried that I put it in the dojo the other day. I'm worried about the effect of institutions running into Bitcoin. I think it might have more problems than we can ever expect, but we'll talk about that later if we've got time. So this the scalability flywheel, as the network handles more transactions and more dApps are built on it, it will lower the friction for users and specific use cases, and then more people will come on. So the more dApps that are built on Bitcoin, the more it helps the brand of Bitcoin, and then the more users that will come on. So it's just like a never-ending cycle with building on Bitcoin. So composability. Let's just skip down. Okay, yeah, let me just talk here. So on-chain data shows a rapid shift from single text and image inscriptions to the active minting of BRC20 tokens. What is this? So basically, the big thing that happened was ordinals. Remember this word. So what ordinals meant, it meant that people could apply text and data to Satoshis. So remember, Bitcoin is made up of Satoshis. And Ninja, just remind us how many Satoshis are in a Bitcoin?
100 million.
So there's 100 million Satoshis in one Bitcoin. So, and then how many Bitcoin are due to be issued? 21 million?
Yeah.
So as you can see there, that is a lot of Satoshis. That is a lot of things that can be encrypted and encrypted on a Satoshi. I think there's more than enough there. So, well, you say that there's enough there, but when you look at the amount of data that's been created via AI alone, and pictures on Instagram, you'll realize that there actually isn't enough Satoshis. So therefore, that creates even more scarcity and more demand for Bitcoin because there isn't enough data space for everybody to be involved. Because people want to hold it as a speculative asset that might go up in price. But now if it starts acting like a commodity and companies need to use it to store data or to record things on Bitcoin, it's going to get chewed up even more. So yeah, so this changes the possibilities in terms of use case. We think BRC20 tokens have demonstrated user demand for issuing assets on the Bitcoin blockchain. Many blockchain innovation began a small scale utility test that paved the way for more useful applications. Let's go. Oh, I think I highlighted this. Oh no, I didn't know that one. The other bit that I highlighted. Okay, so now is the time. For some time, Bitcoin-based meta layers and protocols have tried to build out an ecosystem. Besides scaling, the meta layers often also bring smart contract capabilities, increasing composability for developers. Some ecosystems are seeing growth, however, for many the pace of adoption has been underwhelming. Now is the time. We believe there's a perfect storm brewing on the Bitcoin main chain that will lead to the adoption of side chains. Look, yeah, this is one of the biggest VCs in the game. I'll repeat that sentence.
BTC side chains? What?
Some
What are those?
ecosystems are seeing growth However, for many, the pace of adoption has been underwhelming. Now is the time. We believe there is a perfect storm brewing on the Bitcoin main chain that will lead to the adoption of side chains. Whilst the meta layers all bring a ton of scalability and composability, they did not see mass adoption because there was no real necessity for their product. This is quickly changing. Let's give an example. If some of the games that we've ever featured, if some of the music that Shuriken Sounds has ever featured paid people in Bitcoin versus paying them in cryptos that people haven't heard of, the mainstream haven't heard of, do you think it would have a bit more adoption? Yes, because it's a brand people have heard of. It's a no-brainer. So, and then the more people that have heard start using dApps that are built on Bitcoin, guess what happened? More people will come to the dApps, and then the price of Bitcoin will go up. So it's just like this never-ending thing. So as discussed earlier, ordinals are clogging the mempool. That's where all the data goes, and hogging block space on the base layer. As a result, we're seeing inflated fees, making specific economic use cases no longer viable. This is things like what they're doing in El Salvador. And we'll discuss this in more detail during the Ethereum analogy. We expect more users to try out existing scaling solutions that are looking for cheaper ways to settle transactions on the Bitcoin network. So here is the juice. This is the real juice. So if you want the big alpha, get a pen and paper right now. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to get a pen and paper because you're going to want to write this bit down.
Get it, guys.
These things that we are about to look at are more likely to return far greater gains in the next 5 to 10 years than Bitcoin. Why is that? Because if Bitcoin goes up, what do you think happens to these? If these go up, yep, they'll just go up by proxy. Now, they've also got smaller market caps, so the return on investments should, in theory, be higher.
Oh, do you know what I demonstrated on Technically Speaking the other day? If you compare the Bitcoin chart and the Coinbase chart, it's so crazy how they just move together.
Which one? Oh, Coinbase and the Bitcoin chart.
Yeah, Coinbase stock and Bitcoin. Have you ever compared them together?
Yeah. They are basically the same thing. But they look the same, but the gains on Coinbase, I believe, are higher, right?
Yeah, but the drawdowns are also higher as well. So it depends on what you bought. That's the sacrifice, isn't it? Higher bounces, higher drawdown.
It is the sacrifice indeed. Hang on a minute. So, number one, the Lightning Network. So the Lightning Network is a layer 2 for Bitcoin. So it's a blockchain built on top of the Bitcoin network that facilitates rapid and cost-effective transactions by processing them off-chain. So all the transactions aren't processed on-chain, processed off-chain. The Lightning Network is not a blockchain and doesn't have the capability to handle smart contracts or complex applications. So this is what Jack Mallers' company is using, and this is what's happening in El Salvador. They're using the Lightning Network. So yeah, note that one. Hang on a minute, I'm just making this post. There it goes. Right, this post is going out. I'll put the building on BTC. You'll see why in a sec. It'll all make sense in a second. Okay, cool. So the next one is the Liquid Network. So the Liquid Network is a layer 2 of Bitcoin that facilitates rapid and cost-effective transactions by processing them off-chain. Sounds kind of similar to the first one, right? Liquid Network is not a blockchain and doesn't have the capability to handle smart contracts or complex applications. So all it does is take transactions off-chain because transactions on Bitcoin are slow. That's it. So a key value proposition of Liquid is increased privacy, making it optimal chain for DeFi because of its support for multiple assets. It attracts traders from across different assets. That's about it. So I've highlighted this within the highlight. RSK. Go and do your own research into RSK. The Liquid Network is a Bitcoin sidechain that provides quicker transactions, heightened privacy using confidential transactions, allowing users to conceal transaction values.
Oh, damn. So the amount of Bitcoin.
Who might be interested in concealing the amount of Bitcoin that they're trading?
People and institutions with big money sending big amounts of Bitcoin.
Whales, yeah.
Big, dirty killer whales. Big, dirty ones. You know, them big humpback ones with the fat heads. That's who's interested in RSK. So, beyond offering LBTC, a Bitcoin assets such as tokenized fiat, cryptocurrencies, and tokenized securities. Let me just repeat that. RSK allows for tokenized fiat, cryptocurrencies, and tokenized securities that can be concealed the value that is being traded. If I haven't just done the maths for you, I don't know what else maths to do for you there. And then the final one, the one that we've been dollar cost averaging and it's been in our portfolio, the Blockchain Sensei dollar cost average portfolio for a while, is Stacks. So Stacks is a distinctive layer 2 blockchain that augments Bitcoin's capabilities with its own native token. Stacks consensus mechanism and clarity programming language. Stacks enables developers to craft comprehensive smart contracts while periodically selling on the Bitcoin blockchain. So what does that mean? Smart contracts for Bitcoin. So that's NFTs on Bitcoin. That's games on Bitcoin. That's anything you can imagine can be done with a smart contract, including ID, is now possible through Stacks. So Stacks is the largest user and developer community within the Bitcoin network and has a wide variety of Web3 use with projects such as Alex and Arcadio. NFT projects like marketplaces, NFT bridges, and DAOs are also using Stacks. So,
wait, DeFi on Bitcoin, damn.
Yeah, it's a bit wild, right? Because if people making tokens on top of it, then yeah, there's no limit to the amount of tokens that can be built on Stacks. So therefore, there's no limit to the amount of tokens that we built on Bitcoin or settled on Bitcoin, which is mad.
I'd be very interested in bridging some of my assets onto Bitcoin because I've been bridging a lot of assets in the Arbitrum and Pulse ecosystem. So, for example, last night after the game, I went down the Hex rabbit hole because there's lots of opportunity right now in that market, and then I bridged like a few hundred USDT on Ethereum onto Pulse Chain. Took about half an hour, and then I traded it, made like $2 profit. Obviously low fees because it's on Pulse Chain, and then I bridged it back to Ethereum, and then I could just see my Ethereum dollars. It was crazy. Like I've never really done that before, but I did that this morning. So it would be crazy to have like USDT but wrapped in Bitcoin. Do you know what I mean? Ethereum but wrapped in the Bitcoin network.
But again, think about the sentence that you just said and what that means. Think about it again. Say that sentence again.
Yeah, so imagine USDT but on the Bitcoin network, Ethereum but on the Bitcoin network. So wrapped Ethereum that's wrapped in Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's mad, right?
Yeah.
So it's gains on top of the gains.
I mean, like wrapped Bitcoin that's wrapped in Ethereum is normal-ish in DeFi, but it's not normal to think of wrapping things on the Bitcoin network, which totally makes sense because that's the biggest network. That's 2x bigger than Ethereum.
Mm-hmm. But I think the crazy of it is what you were saying about the USDT is we're going to see stable coins backed by Bitcoin.
Yeah, that seems quite secure.
That is a whole different ball game. There's bare people that were trying this stable coin thing before, but stable coins backed by Bitcoin, backed by Satoshis, is a total different game. But anyway, internet computer sidechain is using the threshold relay consensus mechanism, enabling smart contracts and high throughput. ICP uses chain key cryptography, so smart contracts on ICP control BT balances without the need for wrapping or for bridging. What is built on top is a direct interface with the Bitcoin main chain, allows you to bring smart contract capability to Bitcoin without having to wrap the assets. The Bitcoin implementation is relatively new, but we see grassroots DeFi and NFT applications coming on ICP that are leveraging smart contract access on native BTC. Cool. I'm not going to go over those. So ordinals, a little bit more details. Ordinals allow you to track and identify individual sats. Inscriptions allow you to attach or embed data to sats. And BRC20 is new tokens that are minted and fungible tokens on Bitcoin. So remember how we had ERC20 tokens on Ethereum? There is now BRC20 tokens on Bitcoin. So the whole shit that happened on ETH is now going to happen on Bitcoin.
Okay, so let's take it like this. Every Bitcoin has 100 million Satoshis, and there's 19.5 million in circulation. I won't do 19.5 million times 100 million, but because I've never ever dealt with Bitcoin ordinals before, do you reckon you could increase the value of your NFT if you just if you can just dedicate more ordinals? Like, could we just could we make an NFT mad valuable? Let's say I hypothetically had one Bitcoin, a whole Bitcoin. Could I dedicate all the sats to one NFT? Or do you reckon it's like one NFT to one sat? We'll have to look into that.
I reckon because of the developers that I've seen, there is no limits and no possibilities. It's just a big free-for-all.
That's quite dangerous for Bitcoin if like too many sats are just dedicated to these random NFTs.
That's what's going to happen.
It's dangerous for the circulation and future for Bitcoin, but it's good for hodlers because then the price can skyrocket.
Yep. So, despite being relatively new, Ordinals, Inscription, and BRC20, we're seeing strong appetite from users to test and transact the assets. We're also seeing the creation of dApps and projects in NFTs, DeFi, social gaming, and other verticals. So, yeah, that's that. And then I think the final bit was smart contracts and programmable finance. So, basically, what they're saying is history repeats itself. So, what happened with Ethereum and ERC20 tokens, they believe is about to happen with BC20 tokens. So new composability in the form of smart contract, Ethereum, all that whole run and momentum that Ethereum got, all of this, MakerDAO coming in, Compound coming in, Uniswap coming in, Make a Curve coming in, Sushi Swap, Uniswap, all those bull runs. We're now going to go through those exact same cycles, but on Bitcoin. So we are now at this stage here, the 2015 stage of Bitcoin's new life cycle. If you understand what this episode is saying to you.
Yeah, this is serious. This is serious. Very, very insightful.
So just on top of the ability to make smart contracts on ETH, look what emerged. CryptoPunks, CryptoKitties, Axie Infinity, Decentraland, Rareable, Beeple, NBA Top Shot, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Azuki, all of this and was only possible because of the Ethereum smart contract. And this took from 2015 to 2023. This exact scalability, I think, is going to be in 2 years with Bitcoin because Bitcoin's already got the brand name. It doesn't need it's leveraging everything that Ethereum's done, all the failures that have happened on Ethereum, and what's going to happen when some of these major projects start bridging to Bitcoin. If people can get their NBA Top Shots and trade them for Bitcoin easily on their phone because the UI UX is getting better, it's crazy. It's very, very crazy. So in conclusion, in short, we believe a surge in innovation is imminent in the Bitcoin ecosystem. A perfect storm of composability, scalability, and innovation is brewing. ordinals and smart contract composability are providing founders with tools to leverage Bitcoin's network effect. At the same time, scalability provided by meta layers that have been building out over the past few years are ready to make welcome new users that are looking to make use of scaling a new smart contract enabled dApps. While building on Bitcoin is not entirely new at Outlier Ventures, we believe that a Bitcoin network has finally become widely accessible to all sorts of founders. Based on our experience in previous innovation cycles across ecosystems, we believe now is the time to build. Now, let's just go to the golden rule, right? So let's just pull up something. Let me just pull up the slides that we teach at Blockchain Sensei. The last slide of our intro to blockchain, we show you the things that you should look for in a project that's going to have success. Yeah? What to look for in a blockchain. Can anybody remember what some of those things are? What you should look for in a blockchain if you think it's going to have success? There's a key.
Revenue.
There's two.
Revenue. Does it make the P's them?
Does it make the P's them?
Because we know Ethereum definitely makes the P's them, because look at all those fees.
Revenue. Look at the P's. Okay, so that's that one. So let's just think. Does Bitcoin or things on Bitcoin make P's?
Yeah, because the miners and the nodes get paid for just sending Bitcoin around the world, and there's thousands of Bitcoin transactions every few minutes.
Yep. So most things built on Bitcoin make revenue doing nothing. They make money just on the speculation of Bitcoin, which is insane. If you build a project on Bitcoin today and it flops and then does nothing for the next 5 or 10 years, all the sats and the Satoshi that you accumulate and you sell them 10 years later, 5 years later, it's crazy. In comparison to all these other networks, is it likely that Bitcoin will still be here in 5 years' time?
Yes.
So therefore, projects built on Bitcoin, are they likely to be here in 5 years' time? Even if the users aren't here, is the value and the money that they've generated still there if they don't sell? Yeah. It's a pretty crazy one when you think about it. Okay, cool. So I've got the post. So one of the key things that you need to look for on a blockchain, yep, somebody said team. So that is a key thing. But oh man, we sent a code. Did that go to you, Ninja? I'm trying to log into the Instagram.
Yes. Do you want me to WhatsApp his code?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say it out loud, innit? It's not good. That's not very good. 1 second. I'm WhatsApping you in a sec. WhatsApping you in. Done.
All right, cool. So the next bit that you're looking for can be found on Lightning Capital and Masari. These are the two websites you can find this information in a little bit more detail. And that little bit of detail that you were looking for that makes a major change is the freaking developers. If there is no developers building on the chain, how are new apps going to be created? They're not. So the ultimate thing you're looking for is revenue and developers, because you can't get the revenue without the developers. Makes sense. Now, here is real-time proof that I've witnessed with my own eyes that there is developers building on Bitcoin. Let me just show you. This was the Easy A hackathon of building on Bitcoin on Stacks. It was the biggest hackathon I've seen in London. It had over 200 developers building in London alone in Shoreditch. 200
Wow.
people willing to come from around the UK, right? And literally sleep in this wooden warehouse on these wooden tables and in these chairs just to build on Bitcoin.
What were they building?
Projects, just things.
Anything
Apps,
that stood
NFT
out, like
things,
games or
yeah, games, all sorts, leaderboards, all sorts of stuff. ID, KYC things, all sorts. So,
wow.
have you got evidence right here, right now, that things are being built on Bitcoin? I think so. Things are being built on Stacks, guys. So, the evidence is there. So let's just wrap this up and go and look at the chart for Stacks. And we're going to try and get somebody from Stacks to come on to one of our episodes. I think it's very important. Very, 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 very important. Whilst that's loading up, let me go to CoinMarketCap and let's look at the market cap of Stacks right now. Can you see my screen?
No.
What was Jerome's comment?
Bitcoin DeFi will enable decentralized ways to earn yield on BTC.
Mad.
So,
So remember, the current market cap of Ethereum is $216 billion, right? Now, Stacks can now do everything that Ethereum can do. Plus, it's got a better brand name that's working with. Should we see what the market cap is? Well, Internet Computers is 1.7 billion. So that's a 200x away, is it? Something like that. And Stacks is just here at less than $1 billion. It's currently priced at on the 30th. But don't have any nightmares, because someone's gonna have a nightmare watching this in 10 years' time, 5 years' time, maybe. Look, yeah, Stacks and Render both under $1 billion. Remember this day when Render was £2.50 and Stacks was 0.6135, 0.63.
$2.50, mind you.
Remember this day. So is it on a few exchanges? Yeah, it is. Let's look at this market cap. What's it been saying? You're getting it at a good, like, the lowest it was, the market cap was 300 million. And it's now, it's had a good year since February 2023. January 23, market cap was at 400 million. It's now at like 800. At one point, it was at $1 billion. At one point, it was at like 1.2. All-time high, around 3 billion, 3.3 from where we are now. So from here to the all-time high in January was a 10x. But from here to catch up with Ethereum is what's that? What's the difference between 200 billion and 300? Well, let's call it 300 billion and 300 million. So 1,000
It's not 1,000 extra.
Yeah. It's a bit mad, guys. It's a bit mad. So that's stacks, and we're going to do the same thing for internet computer. I don't need to go to trading for you now because we've done it from here.
I remember ICP just coming out in the bull market. Like, it's like no one had heard of it, then all of a sudden it was a top 100 coin.
Yep. I didn't realize it was built on Bitcoin.
Yeah, me neither. Actually, I didn't know that. But I remember when it just boomed, and it was just like, yeah, this is next
Do you
big
remember when it
thing.
just appeared and like nobody had heard of it, and then all of a sudden it was
Yeah.
like on the 20th biggest crypto? You're like, what the hell? What happened here?
I was a bit mad. Yeah.
They all understood something we didn't. And this thing's market cap is getting absolutely terrorized. It's managed to stay flat at 1 billion for a while, though. It is down from like 24 billion, 37 billion, which is crazy to think. Like, if you were a traditional company and you went from 37 billion to 1 billion, mad. This game is something else. Absolutely something else. In terms of the price, it's now at $4. But it was at 300. No, it was at 428.
So 100x from all time high.
Yeah, it's a bit mad.
Crazy.
This could be dead, or it could be the most disgusting accumulation anyone's ever seen. If this thing isn't dead and it's actually been accumulated this whole time, whoever was dollar cost averaging into this whole time is taking a piss. It's disgusting. But yeah, none of this is financial advice. We're just putting shit out there. But yeah, let's wrap up there. Any questions?
Yeah, I got a quick one.
Go on.
So if you're a boomer, right, you don't want to take as much risk as obviously us younger people want to. I take it away for them to get access to the growth of the Bitcoin blockchain would be to hold the mining stocks.
Yeah.
And then also when it comes to ICP, I just wanted to plug myself. I did a ICP deep dive, which people can find on my Instagram.
Come on,
Probably about
plug him in. Plug him in. Share the post.
Now.
I'll share it. I'll share it.
You sent the post. I think it was the 19th last month. So since I did the post, it's up like that.
Cool. I'm gonna. Oh, hang on a minute, let me see. It's the end of the quarter now. I'm actually meant to post the dollar cost averaging results. To be fair, so I'll post that on the Instagram so everyone can see what the progress is with the dollar cost average.
I've not got a question, just the observation. So as I'm learning Solidity and I'm looking towards the future, now just imagine if you look at, say, the average for people who are interested in working in industry, look at the average wage for a Solidity developer now, for example. Now look where the future's going with protocols such as Stacks and other Bitcoin infrastructure. If you look at the demand for Solidity developers now, just imagine what it's going to be like for Bitcoin layer 2 devs. So those people in that room, they're literally thinking 5, 6, 7 years ahead. And that picture that you showed.
Yep. If you can say that you even finished second, third, or first in a Bitcoin hackathon, like in 2 years' time, boy, it's a mazza. It is a mazza. So yeah, I'm gonna share the portfolio on IG very shortly. I'll give everybody a bit of a vocal update. So Roblox is up 15%, John Deere is down 10%, Coinbase is up 38%, Unity is down 28%, Amazon is up 17%, Nvidia is up 50%, Netflix is up 22%, Google is up 18%, and Tesla is down 29%. Overall portfolio is only at 1%. So not the greatest right there. Crypto wise, overall portfolio at 0.9%. XRP is down 17. Bitcoin is up 20. Ether is up 1.9. Polkadot is down 4.3. Solana is up 59. Stacks is up 10. Uniswap is down 16. Aave is up 28. Dogecoin is down 25. Curve is down 82. So those are the positions. But I'll share that shortly. Cool. Right. I'm going to bed because I've got to go to Amsterdam to go to Breakpoint tomorrow. So I've got to be up super early, guys.
What time do you fly?
We changed my flight because I couldn't do that 6 a.m. flight. That was going to be a mazza. I think I'm on the 12 o'clock flight now.
Okay. And then what? You're going to be there for 2 days?
Yeah. See more
Sick.
I got what crossed me over the line was the render video. You know about render, right? We
Yeah,
spoke
come
about
on.
render. You know,
I mean, render.
the guy
some
that
profits,
created
man.
render was at Breakpoint last year. I think he's going to be there again this year. So I watched his video from last year. Bro, if I had watched that video last year, I can't even explain to you how I would have gone in on render. Like, even if you don't understand this video that I'm about to send to people, just watching what they're doing is just. This video is mad. It's this video is terrifying. I'm not gonna lie to you. If what render is saying, it's not even what they're saying. It's not even things that might be possible. They're actually already doing it, and it's a bit mad. Their partnerships are discussed. Do you know that Render have got a partnership with both Apple, Google, and Microsoft?
What? How is that even allowed?
Bro, and Nvidia as well, and Unity, and Unreal.
Shit.
I think Render might actually have a monopoly on 3D rendering.
Oh no.
And I'm going to put this video in, but I'm just going to just quickly talk on the science of what it is. What they've done is they're doing GPU rendering. So what does that mean? It means when you're on your computer, to view a video on YouTube, to play a computer game, or if you're on your phone to see something in AR, it has to render. So what does that mean? That means like putting the pixels in the right places so that you can see it. Now, this normally uses your GPU on your computer. What render does is it uses everybody else's GPUs.
But explain what GPU means.
Graphical processing unit. So you've got your CPU, which does all the mental calculations, like the maths equations, and then your GPU does all the visual equations on a computer. But what
basically for designers, for people that aren't aware, it's heavily based on the kind of equipment that you have. If you have a good computer, you can render things quicker and whatever. Like you have to invest so much money into good equipment to have to work efficiently on big files. But with render, you can. It's not your personal device that's rendering the files; it's the network. So designers don't need to have equipment that costs like 10 to 15K to create professional level like work. They can use other people's processing.
So
which is huge.
So the more people that join the blockchain, the faster and more powerful rendering becomes. So that doesn't sound too wild until you understand that people can now, currently, you can render and make a Hollywood movie, like CGI wise, to the equivalent of what Marvel are doing on your phone or iPad, which is dumb.
It's insane. It like unlocks so much creativity and potential for designers and new it's just mad. Like I think.
And then watch this video, everybody, and wait until you get to the AR bit. Do not leave this video that I've just sent in until you get to the AR bit. Watch the AR bit, and then you can be like, yeah, this is a problem. That combined with, let me just get this Twitter post, because again, people seem to think that Meta's metaverse is people in blobs. Let me just get this post from our Twitter. Or is it on my Twitter? No, I'm sure it's on Blockchain Citizen Twitter. Hold up, guys. Just giving you the big alpha. I don't know. I'm 90% sure I did share this, but just in case I didn't, I'm going to share it now. It was a post from Meta showing how good their AI volumetric capture is, and how just using your phone, you can create a 3D avatar of yourself. And it was pretty mad. Can't find it. Oh, wait, here we go. Unity investing in AI. No, can't find it. Let me just search Meta. Phone capture to 3D asset. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in the matrix. I'll find it and I'll put it in one of the groups. Sorry, guys, I'm just going down the rabbit hole. I was meant to finish ages ago. Sorry. All right. See you later, everybody.
Take care, guys. See you in a bit. Safe flight, bro.